All right, good morning, everybody. I am downtown Vancouver. This is FSD 13.2.2. It's first thing in the morning, 7 a.m., in an underground parkade. I'm going to see what FSD can do to get us out of here. I may have to intervene. We'll see. Straight away. Oh, what's this? So to start, we're in an underground parkade here. We'll see if the car can get us out of here. I don't actually know the way out. And I think that, yeah, I have to intervene because that's a one-way. So it was trying to go the wrong way there to start. I will take over and I'll start FSD from here and see what it does. No. Okay. So that's fair. It doesn't really know how to get out of here. This is a complicated parking lot. I will start FSD as we are leaving. Okay, so starting FSD from here, I think we're pointed towards the exit, so we'll see how it goes. We have to do this kind of crazy hook maneuver. No. Okay. Okay, that says no entry, so I would assume we should go this way. Perfect. Nice. All right. So we are downtown Vancouver at about 7 a.m. So it'll be busy. There'll be lots of people. I would spend more time down here, but the reality is this guy gonna go? As it is, we're getting home with 1%. So I kind of need to make this trip as efficient as possible. So. And I drove in last night, so I was meeting my wife at the hotel here. I didn't film it, but FSD did the entire drive from home on the highway through the city. And I mean, I talked about this last time I was in Vancouver. I just don't come to the actual downtown core that often, so I really don't get a chance to see how FSD does down here that often. But it did great. Coming into the hotel, doing everything, it handled the drive perfectly, and took away a lot of stress because I'm from here, but I don't drive down here that often. So whenever I'm here, I'm definitely always relying on navigation to get me around. And that adds a layer of complexity to driving. When you're driving, but also having to look at the directions to make sure you're going the right way, it's a little bit more stressful. And with FSD, I just hit the button and then I was able to supervise the drive. I was able to pay more attention to the safety aspect of the drive and less attention to the navigating aspect, which otherwise would have taken up a lot of my attention. So we got a red light here. We should come to a full stop, and then we should creep. And I would not go because there's two cars. Okay, they're stopping. Perfect. I'm curious if FSD at all takes into account the battery percentage. So it's telling me to stay below 107 kilometers an hour to reach your destination, which is fine. I can definitely do that on the highway. But is FSD going to understand to do that while we're on the highway? Is it going to limit itself, knowing that it wants to get home rather than run out of battery? So that'll be. I won't touch anything. I'll leave it in hurry for the city portion, and then as soon as we get on the highway, I'm going to put it on chill, just to better our chances. And this is interesting. I don't think I've seen this before. Poor GPS location accuracy. Additional attention may be required. I wonder what that means. Additional attention to what? Nice job stopping for this yellow here. I know a lot of drivers that would have just probably ran that, and there was a pedestrian right there, so that was a good job. It's always nice that the car chooses generally the safe decision. And for some people, they don't like that because it's slower, but if it was a world full of people that drove like FSD does, we'd be in a lot better position. Okay, we have the lane ending up ahead here. I can see that. They've gotten over. Perfect. And now we're getting over. Really good job. Okay, we got a person kind of in the middle of the road here. We're in a kind of pedestrian heavy area, I would say. If any of you watch my channel and live in California, how does FSD handle, that's not what this guy was doing, but it makes me think of it. How does FSD handle lane splitting? Like if you're going on the highway and a motorbike comes between you and the car on your right, does it just continue naturally or does it slam on the brakes? I could just see that being hard for it because it's a vehicle coming so close to it. Okay, we're definitely further over, like we're way closer to these cars than I would be. And it's fine, like we've talked about this in the past, like technically it's okay, but it just makes me feel uncomfortable because if anybody hops out of their door, if anybody comes off the road, we have so little time to react versus if we were over there, it would be just much better. So I do wish, like, see that person just popped on that bike, and yeah, the car needs to be hugging the center line, not the cars, in my opinion. Yeah, so this is a wide part of this road. You can see, like, this is where the car should be, is over to the right more. Driving in a very unnatural spot. But better now that we have lane markers, so hopefully it picks up on that. Okay, sharp little corner here. Really good job. We got an ambulance there on the right. Nice job here. Super smooth. It's interesting, unless I'm misremembering it, it said, at the beginning it said stay below 107 kilometers an hour to reach your destination. And I think it changed to stay below 109. I'll be able to see looking back at the tape, but if it did change, that's very interesting that it would like real time tell you to that degree too of like accuracy. Okay, so I'm gonna put the car in chill, just to give us the best chance of driving chill on the highway, and we'll see what the car does, because like I said, I think technically the car can go 115 or so with the way the speed offset is set, but I wonder, with the car knowing that it needs to go 109 kilometers an hour to get to where it needs to go, will it adhere to that? Will it almost like give itself its own internal speed limit of that? My thoughts is no, but in the future it would be nice if it did. Okay, so we are getting on the highway here. We got a car beside us, so we should slow down. Nice job. All right, and a lot of this now is just going to be highway. There's probably not going to be much to talk about. I will keep narrating as I need, but probably going to be a lot of fast forwarding now. And I'll talk to you more either as something comes up or once we pop off the highway. Okay, drive is super smooth so far. I love how chill mode is behaving on the highway, good follow distance, and I'll admit I have the temperature low, like it's 20, which I don't know what that is converted to Fahrenheit, but I mean, I have the heated seats on full, I'm listening to music, and we're gaining now percentage. The warning went away pretty much as soon as we got on the highway about going a certain speed limit. So I wasn't sure if that's just it went away after time or if there was enough wiggle room in the battery that it didn't need to give that warning. And now because there is a little bit of traffic, we aren't going that quick. We're going 90. And yeah, we're up to 2% arrival, which is great. I don't know, like my only experience with Tesla is this Tesla, so I don't know what the earlier versions did. But there'll be people online that say the Tesla's, whatever you would call this, like range estimation is way off. I've always found it like scary accurate but within 1 or 2%. So for me, I can rely on it. Like for me, we were getting home with 1%, and I could have stopped at a supercharger, and I still can, but I took away the supercharging stops because I was like, no, like I'm confident that we can get there with 1%. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's a new Tesla thing or what, but I do trust the arrival percentage so long as you drive kind of like normally. Like if I was speeding aggressively the whole way home, going 120, for sure, I would lose more percentage than it's thinking, but I don't really drive like that. So for a lot of the times, this number is dead on for me. Yeah, not much else to say. The highway is beautiful, chill mode. Like I said, it's working great for me. The follow distance has seemed pretty good this morning. Kept a good distance. So yeah, really happy overall so far with the drive. Just something I'm driving home thinking about. It's funny the mentality of making a stop at a supercharger when owning an EV. To me, that seems not inconvenient, but almost out of the question. In my mind, I'm like, no, there must be another way than having to like stop and charge. And because usually there is the alternative of charging when you're at home or whatever. And it's just funny, like in a gas car, if I'd done this drive, almost certainly I would have had to stop at a gas station, and that would have been just as out of my way, and I would have been standing there outside in the cold pumping gas. And yeah, for a gas vehicle, those just are part of your commute. You just have to stop at a gas station. You have to make that stop. It's annoying, but in an EV, it feels out of the question to make a stop, and generally doesn't need to happen. And it's just strange how different that is. The experience of owning an EV is so much different. Okay, so it looks like because this drive has been so much slower, just because of traffic than it was thinking, we're now up to 3%. Part of me wants to put it in standard just to see how the car does, but at the same time, not for everybody, but I'm honestly, I'm happy with the speed we're going, so I'll probably just leave it and chill. But it is great to be gaining percentage. Okay, so I'm going to put it in standard just to kind of see what the car will do. Okay, so we're in standard. The car got past a bunch of slow vehicles, which is great. I would hope at some point we'll pop over back to I guess we're staying in traffic. I'm just always so mindful about being in the left lane if I'm not going very fast. and favor being over into the right lane. So we'll see. Like after this car passes on our right, I would go over on the right. Up to 4% now. Wow. Gained a lot of percent on this drive. Okay, the cars in front of us are slowing down. We're not slowing down as much as I'd want. This person is an asshole. In a Tesla. Fuck, what? Like, the HOV lane is not your fast lane. That person in the Tesla was like flashing their high beams, getting this car to move over. And that's not the rules of the road. Like, the HOV lane, you're allowed to go the speed limit and you're allowed to just sit there. There's nothing about going fast. This is the fast lane. And I hate that people will come up behind you on the HOV lane, flash their headlights, and tell you to move out of the way. Like, if you want to go fast, take the fast lane. It's just such obnoxious driving, and I see it so much in Vancouver and BC here. It bothers me to no end. If you drive like that, you're an asshole. I'm sorry. Okay, nice job by the car getting over here. There's quite a big break anyway, so we're actually going to probably end up like gaining a bit of time. And I just don't love camping the left lane, so this is ideal. I definitely don't love, and I've said it before in the past, I don't love sitting behind big semis. So we're in standard. The car has the ability to, we should, when we get the chance, go around this vehicle. I'm hoping. Or at least give like a real wide extra distance. Like be set way further back than we normally would. And this is a situation again where like, I just hate how selfish the road is. You can see there's this big truck and you can see there's that big truck in the fast lane that's holding up all this traffic because I have no idea why. Like he wants to be going 2 kilometers faster than his other truck buddy. But like, no, you're a big, and he's not even moving over. There's tons of space for him to move over and he's not. Man. People, I'm not like road raging per se because I don't really care. My like bother in this all is I just hate how selfish everybody is on the road. And this truck driver is a peak example of that. Like, why are you sitting in the fast lane when the right lane is empty? Like, you're not even gaining anything. You're just slowing down traffic for fun? I don't know. I have no idea why that truck driver would choose to sit there. Okay, traffic is slowing down a bunch up ahead. I would personally, I'm intervening, and I'm moving over a lane. I just don't know what FSD would have done there. Like, maybe it would have been fine. And you guys are probably going to roast me in the comments. We're now going 40. We were going about 100, and FSD was just not picking up any of the cues that this traffic was basically stopped. We put ourselves behind, or in front of a big vehicle that's going to slow down not as quickly. There's just a bunch of reasons why that's the worst case scenario. It's because there's an accident here. Yeah, I just don't love to leave that to chance. So, and the other thing that I really wish FSD did, like, this isn't a surprise to the car. This traffic is bright red. So there's a bunch of reasons why FSD should have known this. Like, all those vehicles were stopped. There's the map data showing that the cars are going slow here. So we shouldn't have raced in at 100. We should have almost like come into this area cautiously. Yeah. So that was a very preemptive disengagement. Maybe the car would have handled it fine. Maybe it would have been okay. I'm just not going to find out. Like this, there's a lot of things that I'll let FSD do. But if it had waited too long to brake and we were in a situation, there's nothing I can do to like escape that problem. So, oh, see, another person got rear-ended. Man. People got to drive better. Leave ample room to the car in front of you. But I have no idea why people don't drive more defensively. So this accident that we just drove past, I bet happened a while ago. And then I bet that slowed down traffic, which is what caused the other accident, because then traffic was slowing down, exactly what almost just happened to us, almost, where traffic was slowing down, so then traffic came up, and then there's a 3-car pileup. So like 2 people got in an accident, 3 people got in an accident, and honestly, I bet if you sit there, I bet more people will continue to get in little fender benders. And not to say that would have necessarily happened to us, but it's that style of driving that gets you in those accidents where you're speeding towards a stopped bunch of traffic. So, yeah. I wouldn't say it's a safety critical disengagement. I wouldn't even really call it a disengagement. It's for sure like a comfort thing on my end, but I do want FSD to react to bad traffic ahead of time. I'm all fired up this morning. I don't know why. Great drive otherwise. When you just spend a lot of time driving, like I spend a lot of time driving for work, you just see so often accidents and situations that are so preventable that's where I think my frustration comes. Is this is it's an insanely complex dance and routine that everybody goes through every single day. There are thousands of us on the road, all in our vehicles, all making little decisions at all times to like work with one another. And as it is, the way we're doing it, it doesn't work. People die, get in accidents, get angry way too often. But it could work. And that's the thing I think maybe that frustrates me, is that this could so easily be flawless, but it's just human nature doesn't allow it to be flawless because we're too impatient and selfish and drive recklessly. Yeah. It's frustrating. Anyways, we got over, really good job. We got past 2 slow vehicles. This isn't standard. Got past 2 slow vehicles. Now we're popped over nice and early, 400 meters for the exit up here. This is really good driving on standard profile. This is probably close to exactly how I would drive. Chill is great too. Like, it's nice, but you do just like sit in the slow lane with almost no intent to pass ever, which is fine. That's what it should be. It's called chill. Standard's a really nice blur between chill and hurry, where you're making decisions to save time, but a lot of the times it seems like the car is just like doing the appropriate thing for the road, but not weaving in and out of the fast lane to do it as often. Okay, we got a truck coming, but if we go, we can make it, which, perfect, good job. That's exactly what I would have done. I'll put this camera on. We have a car behind us, but it's far enough away that what we did was very like human and natural to slide in. I assume the car saw that car, because we came up to this stop yesterday and the vehicle slowed down for other vehicles. So yeah, really good job there. Okay, we got nobody coming, so we should just go. Really nice job. Okay, coming up to a roundabout here, I would wait for this car and then I'd probably go. Yeah, perfect. Really good job. Super smooth. See, we're already from like quite far back there slowing down for this stop traffic. And that's the behavior I would have expected on the highway, where vehicles in front of us were stopping and slowing down, and we were still accelerating towards them at a rate that felt like it wasn't at all picking up the fact that traffic was slowing down. So the car can do it, and I would hope that it could do it at even a greater distance than what we just slowed down. All right, that's it. That's the entire drive. I'll probably blur right here because it's pulling into my driveway, but really good job by FSD. Handled the whole thing, and the little issue on the highway where I intervened, that's fair. I guess it's one distance, whatever you want to call that, but otherwise, great job. I will see you all in the next one.